that. All right. Perfect. So ultimately, the last time we back tested, we were all up inside of here. That's obviously on YouTube, but it's the same as far as like the higher time frame, to where we had, well, this is like the intraday, to where we had this low, that high maintaining, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, we understand this is our extreme. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had this marked up, but all the way up at the extreme, because we were waiting on it for some time. I'm just not going to backtest, I'm not going to use the backtest button. But ultimately, when we come to the 5 minute, we had this last drive that we were waiting for ever. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So 50 and 80. Boom. So getting into current price. This was on the 28th, or 27th, going into the 28th, which I believe was like Tuesday or Wednesday. And what do we do as we tap in, brother?
Distribute.
Perfect. Pretty nice. So I'm just kind of going to, because there's a lot that I went through. So I'm just going to mark up all the positions as we're going. And then we'll kind of talk about how exactly we're going to be managing them as well.
Okay.
So first things first, based off of us being tapped in, we could kind of zoom out a little bit. When are you looking to take your first partials? How are you looking to manage this trade?
Right here.
Perfect. So first partial is about a 1 to 6.
Yeah.
Nice. So now where's your second partials?
Probably right here.
Got you. So my question for you, brother, is why right there? Just wondering, is it because of the order flow?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. So let me move this down. Second partial is about a 1 to 10, 1 to 9. Now where are you looking at for your third partials? Are you looking higher time frame?
Oh, I didn't realize. Dude, I wouldn't take my second ones right there. I'll take my second one. I'll take my second one right here. And my third one right here.
Got you. Perfect. So I didn't do that right. Boom. Nice. So we have these partial areas. So we're looking possibly taking it down to about a 1 to 40. Obviously we're looking for this low to be taken for the new low. So yeah, that'll be nice. So let's scale back to about the 1 minute, and we could kind of start walking this down. Do I have to mark up the schematic? I'm sure you can see it, brother, right? We are looking at this climax AR, secondary test, minor sign of weakness. This is our up thrust. So if that's our up thrust, we're going to measure that last drive. 50 and 80%. This is our trading range. I'll just kind of put it here. Perfect. So 50 and 80%. Now we just got our entry. Are you risk free based off of this break?
Yeah.
Got you. So risk free now. 50% covering the high is about a 7.7. 80% covering the high is about a 3. What are you doing? Are you splitting your risk? You just taking 80%?
I'm one to only take the 80, to be honest.
Only take the 80. Got you. No worries. So this is the ideal entry. Ideally, if I were to be trading this, I didn't catch this position. I'll let you know the positions I personally caught. But if I were to be, when I initially back tested this, I planned on taking the 50 and the 80 just because 50% was only about an 8 pip stop loss. And due to the fact that I already took an 8 pip stop loss, that was smaller than my initial entry, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Just let it play. All right. Price taps into 50 and makes a new low. So ultimately, we understand 80% was never mitigated. So 80% can still be played. But ideally, this is going to be the next possible area we could be watching, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now, how are you looking to play this, brother? Are you looking to, sorry. Perfect. Are you looking to take 50 and 80% of this covering the high, or 80% of this? What are you looking to do?
Probably 50 and 80 covering just the wick.
Right here?
Yeah, man, the 80%.
Got you. So we have 50% and we have 80%. And I'll delete this 80% because we weren't tapped in yet. If it comes back up, we'll just drop it. And boom. So now let's kind of talk about how we're managing this position here, brother. I'm assuming, or I'm not going to assume anything. When are you taking your first partials? Probably the same as the other one.
Yeah.
Got you. So first partials, about a 1 to 5. Now I'm assuming this would most likely be the same. That would be a 1 to 9 and a 1 to 10. So now ultimately, let's see if they get tapped in. 50% and a new low. So we get that new low, we miss this 80%. But how are you looking to play it now? Are you looking to continue with the order flow? So you're just going to measure this last drive and possibly wait for a schematic? Are you going to wait for the last drive and take a order? What are you looking to do, brother?
I'll take another, I'll risk another, reduced risk on 50 and 80, and then that's, probably wait for it. If it does come up, probably wait for it to come up to that 80% of that original one.
Actually, sounds good. Just walking it down with the order flow, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll throw the 50, we'll throw the 80. So once you catch that trend, she's just going to go 50 and 80. So 50 is about a 5 pip stop loss. 80 is about a 2 pip stop loss. Obviously, first partials. We'll see how price action looks when price comes to that point. But for now, it'll ideally be here. So we could just let price play, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so price looks like it's coming back up. Does she make a new low? No, she doesn't. So she hasn't made that new low yet. So what are you looking to do? Do you still have your risk here?
Yeah.
Got you. Price looks like she may be starting to compress as she's coming up, right?
Yeah.
And that might have tapped us in. That little tap.
Yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so
Tap into the 80.
we survived, tapped into the 80, and do we get the break?
Nah.
No, this is our low right here, right?
Yeah.
So that's our low. We do have a fractal, and we get the break relative to the fractal, but this is the more significant low. So let's see if we break that, or when we break it. All right.
Beautiful.
We broke it. So
Beautiful.
now how are you looking to play it, brother?
That last push out, the up thrust.
Got you. So we have this last drive. So now keep in mind, we have this larger schematic. But we also have this smaller one here. And we could say climax, AR, secondary test, minor sign of weakness, up thrust, UTAD, you know?
Yeah.
So all we need is this break right there relative to that schematic. And price comes back and mitigates out of 50%, misses 80%, and
Yeah.
makes a new low. So are you looking to measure this last drive? Are you still waiting for 80? What do you want to do, brother?
I want to look at 80 still, to be honest, but we
Got
can,
you.
we can
So
split between both.
So do you want to split risk between both, or do you want to wait for a schematic here and then like
Let's
throw
do
your
that.
limit at the 80?
Yeah, let's do that.
Got you. Okay. So we'll throw our position 80% covering the high. Let's see. Now here we'll wait for a schematic. Now let me ask you a question, brother. If price starts to distribute, starts giving us that compression, would you be willing to place your risk as it's compressing with a 4 and a 2 pip stop loss?
Yeah.
Got you. So ultimately, I'm assuming what you do is, like, let's say your normal risk is 0.25. You'd split that into the top position and then split that in between these positions, right?
Yeah.
And still risk your 0.25.
Yeah.
Got you. Perfect. So let's walk price up, see what she wants to do. And let's scale down. Because she looks like she's possibly doing something. We have maybe climax AR, secondary tests. How do you want to play it right now, brother?
I'm setting at 80.
You're setting the 80?
Yeah.
Got you.
If we haven't set to 50 already as well.
Do you think you would have, looking at this compression walking itself up?
Yeah.
Got you. So we'll mark it up. We will mark it up. So we have 50% covering the high. We have 80% covering the high. Now we still have this up here set.
Yep.
Perfect. Now, when are you deleting this?
Deleting the bottom ones?
When are you deleting this? If we don't tap in, when would you delete it?
If we come below, hold on, where's my mouse at?
I could go out to the 1 minute.
If we come below here, oh, here.
Got you. So why here exactly? And it's not like saying that
Good
you did
question,
that,
no,
that you're
that's
doing anything wrong.
No, that's a good question. It's I think it's just because if this were to make a new high, then that would be the extreme.
Got you. So I'm saying if price goes like this and
Yeah.
doesn't tap into that, when would you delete it? If it breaks right here, we still have our low. This is our extreme, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
ideally, it would be at our first take
Low,
profit.
the next low.
Yep, because then we have our low. Now this is our extreme again.
Yeah.
Perfect,
Gotcha.
perfect. So we could scale back. Or we could keep it on the 1 minute. We could keep it. So ultimately from here, we can drag our profits. We know this is where we're going to be taking price to. And we can play. Oh, hold up. That was fast. Okay, so what did she do? So 50, 80 set, just barely missed the 80. Yeah, that's one that would have definitely hurt because you can't say spread or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.2 pips, you just got missed. So it is what it is. Watch, rinse, repeat. Ultimately, what do we have? We have a schematic right here,
How
right?
much did that miss by?
0.2 pips.
That's how much it missed by?
Yeah.
Damn.
0.2 pips. Oh, I would have been
Sheesh.
mad. But
Me
ideally,
too.
we have this schematic, right?
Yep.
So now we could just wait for a schematic out of this area, right? Because we have our low,
Yeah.
our low. This is a high that's maintaining the order flow right now.
Uh-huh.
Perfect, perfect. So let's just let this do her Dougie. Let's zoom out. Now, quick question. Are you risk as of right now, are you risk free on all of these positions? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this didn't get tapped in up here. 6, 7. Are you risk free on all 7 positions?
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And first target hit, right?
Yeah.
So pretty nice. We're still ideally gonna be waiting out of that area, right? Like this area right here.
Yep.
Perfect. So we could just let price play. Now, based off this price action, this was 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So we were up to really watch this. If you're looking at the charts at this happening, would you have taken the partials down here?
Yeah.
Why or why not?
Because I see like 2 accumulations right there.
Yep. We have the large one, we have the fractal one. And we even have this one inside the secondary test. So you could have, if you would have saw that would have even been a good time to take a partial. So let's kind of bring price down to this area and see what our risk rewards are. So this is about a 1 to 33, a 1 to 12 from those last 2 entries, a 1 to 26, a 1 to 10, the 1 to 14 and a 1 to 7. And this position,
Challenge pass.
sorry, what was that, brother?
Challenge pass.
Man, quick. And this is a 1 to 8. So, yeah, you challenge pass risking 0.25%. So boom, we've taken 2 partials so far. We're obviously risk free, and now we're looking to see if we can get another entry, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll allow price to come up. And where you specifically, brother, like, would you be waiting inside this last drive where this distribution is? Are you looking anywhere down here for just a distribution? How do you want to play it?
In here somewhere.
Got you. So most likely like this drive.
Yeah.
Got you. So we'll wait for that distro. Just wait for her to come to us, and she's right up there. And did she distribute? She hasn't came up into that 50%. All right, so as of right now, brother, are you looking at something in here, or are you still waiting for 50 and 80?
50 and 80.
You're still waiting for 50 and 80. Now,
Yeah.
when will you decide to look here? Is it if we have low, low, or sorry, high, high, lowest point maintaining? Once this breaks, you'd be willing to look here?
I need that break. Yeah.
Got you. Perfect. Perfect. So it looks like price gives a little reaction from that area, but once again, we never got that break, so it doesn't matter. And it looks like price is distributing. 57 and it's price distributing.
Yeah.
Got you. So based off of what we see right now, are you looking to place any risks on it?
Surely.
Surely. So what last drive are you measuring? How are you measuring it? And yeah, let me know what to measure. Got you, the whole GURB. Perfect. So we have 50 and 80. Let's see what those are. 50% covering the high is about 6 pip stop. 80% covering the high is about a 3.5 pip stop loss. We set them. We set both of them.
Yeah.
Got you.
¿Por qué no los dos?
What was that, brother?
Why not both?
What do you mean, why not both?
No, that's just how you say it in Spanish.
Oh. All right, so boom, that's what we're going to be looking at, and we could let this play. Now, I have a question, brother. Since we did get this accumulation down here, and this accumulation has caused a break of order flow, would you be willing to look at something out of this accumulation or no? To hedge?
100%.
Got you. Okay. And the reason why is ultimately because we're in 6-7 positions selling. Why not throw some risk at the buys, you know?
Yeah.
So now as we're looking at this, we have our schematic, we could tell. Now, is this the last drive you'd measure covering the low?
What?
Would you measure this is your last drive?
Please zoom out.
What you say?
You zoom out.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That's it. Now with the 50 and
that
80%.
that other one that one right after it kind of catches my attention too.
Which one?
The drive
This
that you measured, but like the one right after.
right here?
No, this drive from here to here.
Yeah, that's what I measured.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So from there to there, and
Yeah.
the reason why is because this is what mitigated out of 50 and 80 of this, right?
Yeah.
But now, would you cover the low or would you cover there? How are you looking to play it?
I'll cover the low.
Perfect. Me too. Me too.
Just because it's not even that big.
Perfect. So now, are you throwing your risk at it since we're already hedged? Are you waiting for a schematic to be
Yeah.
disciplined?
I'm throwing like a half risk.
Got you. Throw our half risk out of 50 and 80. See if we can get tapped in and hedge these positions. So this is about a 3 and a 2 pip stop loss. Can't complain at all. And we'll really just be looking to play it both ways, right?
Yep.
So let price do her Dougie. Are we still waiting for just the top or the bottom?
Yeah.
Price tapped in, and let's pause it. Let's pause it and kind of scale down. Price tapped into both, right?
Yeah.
So now we could already see. Yeah, we could literally already see, but we have this accumulation here on the second time frame. Can we agree our last drive would be from here to here?
Oh yeah. You're a shark, fool.
Now let me ask you a question, brother. Would you have placed 50 or 80 or both on this position for the re-entry? 50%, just the 80.
Wait, what's 50%?
50% is about, it's a 3.3 pip stop loss.
Ah, fuck it.
So is that like what you'd really do, or are you just saying fuck it because we're backtesting?
Yeah. No, I'd probably do it just because it's 3.3.
Nice little light stop loss. Ensures we at least get tapped into one, just in case 80% doesn't get filled, but we could see 80% does end up getting filled, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we're tapped
So
into.
you would have said hold on. If you go back to home zoom back in. Just out of just seeing this right here. Oop. Like if you go back in time to right here.
So this is that last schematic.
That's where you would be setting it at. Yeah. That's where you would be setting it at.
Yep. And the reason why is because this is that last schematic 50 and 80%, and we get the accumulation. And all we have to ask ourselves is, do we have clear 3 drives, 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, 4 drives? We could even say that's a 5th drive. We can then ask ourselves, where's our defined trading range? Climax, AR, secondary test, UA, secondary test in phase B. Does this break below? I don't know. Could be my secondary test in phase B, but whether this is secondary test in phase B or spring, this is the break of structure and exit of the trading range, which we get. And that's our last drive, right?
Gotcha.
Perfect. So 50, 80% set. And it's mainly due to the other schematic. Like that schematic is big because that gives us confluence, you know?
Yeah. Without having the fractal inside of the bigger one, then you probably wouldn't be doing this.
Yep. Would have definitely wanted more of a clean type 1. But she taps in, makes a new high. We can go back to the 1 minute.
That's enough money for today.
Enough money for today. So now let me ask you a question, brother. When are you going to look at possibly taking some more entries? Are you looking now? Do you need this to break? What are you looking to do?
For the buys, go to the 5 minute.
Are you good on taking entries until we break a little higher?
I personally would be so blue off taking buys.
Got you. Position into 4, and that's really all we need, because ultimately this is going to protect us if our sales hit our stop loss, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So now ideally, bare minimum, we'd like to take this up to 50 and 80%, right? To sell off from.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll just let this run. Price does come back. That would have taken us out break even. We would have been break even on these, right?
Yeah.
Got you. For at least these smaller ones. Now, as far as this, like the larger one, we probably wouldn't have gone break even until this was broken, correct? Taking out that order flow.
Yeah.
Because ultimately price comes down and we have our low. That's the order flow that needs to be broken for us to go risk free. So up until this point, we could be reduced risk, but based off this 50% entry, we can't go risk free until that's taken and we finally take it. So we're still inside this position. We are still inside this position because price doesn't come down to the 80%. But unfortunately, we were taken out of these 2 positions relatively early. These maxed out at about a 1 to 2 and a 1 to 8. So nothing crazy. Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now that price did come back down and then push and make a new high, and we're taking out of these 2 positions. Are you willing to throw some risk here, or are you still setting your ways and just looking to see if price comes up to sell?
I'm definitely down to set some risk in that reaccumulation.
Gotcha. So now, as a rough estimate, we could say our last drive is from this high to this low, right? Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you take 50 and 80? 50% is about a 3 pip, 80% is 1.5.
Yep.
Perfect. Covering the low, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And we'll look to take these up to 50 and 80. Now we could allow price just to do its Dougie. Comes close, So what are you doing? Do you still have the risk there? Have you deleted it? How are you looking to play it, brother?
I'm still keeping it because it hasn't made a new high. Yeah.
Got you. So she tapped in to both 50 and 80. And
Looks like it's accumulating too.
yeah, definitely looks like she's accumulating. So we could just let this play. So this is, hold on, what day was this? All right, so this was my first Cadjpy entry last week. It was, I took both of these, perfect. So it was both of these entries, and it was literally based off on exactly what you just said. I was looking at prices, my high, my low, and I wanted to see price build this reaccumulation, tap into this reaccumulation, and continue pushing up, you know?
Yeah.
So boom. And she takes us out, right?
Mm,
But now, how would we have managed this? Price taps in here, and we take out this order flow with this move.
yeah.
Would you have gone risk free? Would you have taken partials? Would you have waited for this high over here? How would you have like gone about that?
I probably wouldn't have done nothing to the trade.
Got you. So I personally, how I went about it is once price pushed and made this right here, it was about a 1 to 12 and a light little 1 to 5. I personally was sitting on my hands because I wanted to see this broken, right?
Yeah.
So this little spike, I did nothing. Price did retrace a nice little bit, came all the way back. And as price pushed up, it was around like that 7 o'clock time, like during our call. And I had an alert right here. Right when that alert went off, it was like towards the end of the call, took my light little partials just simply because we took out that order flow. And I did reduce my risk to right underneath there. So Command C. So right underneath here, and price ended up eventually coming back and taking us out right there. So watch, rinse, repeat. We are no longer in any of these positions, any of these buys, right? Because we were just taking out risk-free on all of them based off of this coming back and hitting these blue lines, right? So these ran a light little 1 to 5, light little 1 to 11, 5, 12. So some nice little risk rewards, nothing crazy, but something that will give you a light little partials, you know?
Yeah.
And now we could kind of just play price and see what she wants to do, either make a new low or come up, and so we could play out of this area. Maybe let's go up to the 5-minute. So I have a question, brother. As of right now, do you remember this 80% up here? Is that still set for you?
Yes.
Perfect. And the reason why is because our order flow is this low, our high maintaining, right?
Yeah.
Got you. All right, so we're up inside this area finally, and we're gonna be waiting for a schematic here, right?
Yep.
And we could zoom in. Looks like price is compressing. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So as of right now, from where we're seeing price, what would you need to break for you to say, you're willing to give it a shot.
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Got you. So even if like this or this is our schematic, you'd still wait for this break to give the schematic a shot?
This is on the 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Personally, yeah, just because I can't see the seconds.
Got you. No worries.
Yeah.
Perfect. So based off of this price action now, would you say this is our schematic up here?
Yeah.
Would you still be waiting for this to break to even look at possibly taking 50 and 80 out of this, even though we've tapped into our 50% of, if we zoom out, of the little distribution up here? But keep in mind, once again, this distribution, it didn't cause anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's just
We
something you
got
want to
two
keep in mind.
distributions. So
You looking to throw some risk out of it, or
yeah.
no?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So I'm assuming, can we agree this is our last drive?
Okay.
50%, 80%. So 50% covering the high is about a 4 pip stop loss. 80% covering the high is about a 1.5 pip stop loss, 1.6. We'll look to possibly take this down. How are you looking to like do this, brother? Are you looking, your first partial's here?
Yep.
Got you. First partial's there. And we zoom out. We do have a reaccumulation here, so we could kind of just tell ourselves like we could be careful around this area, right? And of course, down here we have that accumulation, but we'll just kind of work our way through it. So play. All right, price taps into the 50 and makes a new low. So are you deleting 80%?
Probably not.
Probably not. Got you. Now, are you looking out of this last drive? Or are you looking out of the whole last drive for a possible reentry, since this did mitigate out of 50%?
Did it distribute in there?
So this whole thing right here is our redistribution.
Right there. Okay.
We have our accumulation, we build our ice, we break the ice, and we break structure to the downside, confirming our highest point is our shakeout.
Gotcha.
Looking for a distro, taking some risk. What are you looking to do, brother?
Distro.
Got you. Want a clean distro. Let's let this play. And she looks like she's dropping to hell. Oh. Okay, so she looks like she's distributing. Let's see if we could confirm. And we confirm. So we get 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drives, and the drop. Would you be looking at this is your last drive here?
Yeah, but I'll cover the high.
Got you. 50 and 80%. You throwing risk?
How much is the 50?
50% is
Less than 4?
3 pip stop loss.
Yeah.
Got you. And so this is the second position I took last week. And the reason why I took this position, which was the 80%, was because by the time by the time I actually woke up, I saw that London tapped into our Cadjpy. So keep in mind, if we kind of go up to the 15, this was the distribution that we saw, like, I forgot what day it was exactly, but like literally the next day price comes up to that distribution and taps in. And I was supposed to have my limit set, but I just completely forgot to set it. So by the time it tapped in and made that break of order flow, I told myself, like, damn, I'm really going to want to take this, like I really want to work some positions in. I don't just want to miss it. So at this point, I noticed that schematic, and 50 and 80 was immediately what I took, covering this high. Now, if we're talking about managing this, how are you looking to manage it, brother?
Yeah, that's probably where I take my first partials.
First partials. Perfect. And then once again, ideally, just like these, we'll start being careful as price comes down into this reaccumulation. And then ideally, take our partials either inside of it or once we break it, right? Because this is our order flow. Perfect. So we could press play. Price just misses the 50%, comes right back, taps in. Boom. Hit our first.
It tapped the 82.
Yes, sir, indeed. She just barely tapped the 80%. So hit that first partials at about a 1 to 15, 1 to 7. Are you looking for reentries?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you. So how are you looking for your reentries, brother? Are you looking, because on our 1 minute?
I personally would probably be looking from right here. Right here to right here.
Got you. And are you looking at 50 and 80% of that?
Yeah.
Got you. 50 and 80% of that. And are you throwing your risk or are you waiting for a schematic? 50%. 50%
probably a
covering
schematic.
Waiting for a schematic?
Yeah.
Got you. Perfect. Don't have to drop no positions. Wait
Just
for our
because it's
schematic.
like, can you zoom out real quick?
Yes, sir.
It's like the it's gonna be the third entry in that order flow, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're really just working with the order flow now. We're not even messing with this distribution or the redistro anymore, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll wait for our schematic.
So yeah, I'll wait for a schematic.
Got you. And also keep in mind, we could still come and get tapped into our 80% up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Now, just keep that in mind. So Friday comes along, or I think this was Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and blows through this area. I personally had a light risk off of 50 and 80, and I was able to go risk free. So like if we scale down, or not risk free, I was able to reduce my risk off of this 50% because we had a nice little reaction. 80% starts to give a schematic, and I was okay with having my risk there because we start getting that compression, but she just goes the wrong way,
Yeah.
So watch, rinse, repeat, can't really complain. Now, ultimately, the whole time I've still had this set, and the reason why is because this is our low, that's the low, that's high maintaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So our 80% is here, covering the high, and this is the last entry I took of the week. It's about a 3.4 pip stop loss. Now, how are you looking to manage this now, brother? First partials here.
Nah.
Lower.
Yeah.
So we're at new low right here. New order flow low.
Yeah.
Got you. So 1 to 19. I personally just took mine right there, but we'll just let this run. See what she does. Boom, she makes that new low. So now that she's made that new low, are you looking for any re-entries? Are you just letting her run?
Yep.
Yep.
This would have been my best trading week ever already.
Nice. So this runs this so like this trade from Friday maxed out about a 1 to 31. Now, as far as next week, because the reason why we do these back tests are to obviously show us the possibility to train our eye to different entries, different schematics, and different opportunities that may present itself, but also to kind of really understand what's happening so we could position ourselves into another entry, right?
Yeah.
So can we agree that this is our low, this is our low, this is the high maintaining?
Yep.
Perfect. So this last drive is where I'm going to be watching this upcoming week. Give us the schematic out of 50% and or 80%. What is 80% covering the high? May just have to throw some risk. 80% covering the high is about a 12 pip stop loss. I'm not going to throw any risk. I'll be waiting for the schematic out of it.
Same, because it could be forming a higher time frame schematic.
Definitely could. So nice little back test. She gave a bunch of really nice entries last week. Yeah, we saw the sales. We kind of just go through them. And so price maxes out for all of these cells down here before coming back and taking them all break even with this. So these are about a 1 to 8, 1 to 8, 1 to 14, 1 to 10, 1 to 26, 1 to 12, and a 1 to 32, 1 to 33 down inside there. These buys ran about a 1 to 5, 1 to 11, I believe that was 1 to 11. Yeah. A 1 to 5, 1 to 12. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we took. Yeah. So that's that. Took a loss here, if I'm not mistaken. We just didn't mark it up. Price came down and knocked it out. And then from up here, we were just walking order flow. Price tapped in, gave us that distro out of the distro, and price gave us a nice little 1 to 8, 1 to 20, 1 to 8, 1 to 15. Like that's where price maxes out. Obviously, we took our partials a little lower, and then price max out here with that nice little 1 to 32 to end out the week. And I actually personally was able to take my last partials like somewhere down in here simply because it gave such a nice accumulation. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty clean week for Cadjpy. This is why I wanted to back test it, because she gave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like 15 entries. I was able to position myself into about 3 to 4 of them. So it's pretty cool. We'll see if we can continue working our way into this, and ideally we'd like to make a new low and just continue walking down. Our low, high maintaining. We're distributing all out of this extreme. So we'd like to take these down to a new low.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. But that was that, brother. Super nice little back test. I planned on going through some crypto, but yeah, I ended up having a lot more entries than originally planned.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, family. Did you have anything that you caught personally this week and you wanted to backtest with me real quick?
Honestly, no. I took 2 L's, but that one trade that I had sent you, bro,
Mm.
I wasn't entered on it. I was waiting for it to enter, but um I should have sent it on TradingView instead of MetaTrader.
Wait, hold up. The one I posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I was playing off that schematic that it had formed. But,
Bro, that's crazy. I didn't even notice that.
but it's yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. All Gucci, bro.
That one never played out anyway, so
It is what it is. We're definitely gonna have a nice little week this upcoming week, brother.
I'm down 0.5% right now on my challenge.
That's nothing, brother. You're gonna be up that in the first couple of days of this week. So let's just be patient and really lock in with me in the mornings, bro. We could literally
I was
take every
waking up
single
hella
trade
late.
together.
I was waking up hella freaking late last week, so I'm gonna try to do better this week.
Got you, brother. Say
Try
no
to probably
mas.
smoke a little less weed.
Definitely. But yeah, family. So I'm about to knock out this food, brother. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll be locking in with you tomorrow for the outlook. If you